Hey guys! Okay, so today we're just going to do a quick 15-minute buns and thighs workout. Since our focus this week is stress relief, I just want you to forget about everything that you've been stressing about this week. Give yourself these 15 minutes. Just focus on yourself because you're doing this for you, not for anyone else. So use this as your stress relief. We're going to start out with those feet hips width apart, just like we did last time. We're going to start by warming up our bodies with those sunflowers and moonflowers. So we're coming down to that chair position, booty comes back, knees stay where they are, and we're stretching open to the sky. We're stretching that chest open, looking up, allowing the eyes to follow, and then breathing out. We're arching our back. Here it is from the side. Arching our back, rolling over, feeling that whole back just slowly stretch out, okay? Moving between these two with our breath. Find your breath and move with it. And just really start to feel the whole torso and even the legs starting to warm up. And moving with your breath is really just going to help you that much more. You're going to start to feel warm a lot faster. Your muscles are going to be filled with oxygen a lot quicker. It's the best way to exercise, moving with your breath. Breathing in as you stretch your chest, and out as you arch that back, really feeling all those spaces along your spine, feeling them stretch out because they have pressure on them all day. Again, moving at your own pace. You don't have to move with me. Move with your breath. Give me one more sunflower and moonflower. Sunflower to the sky. Open up. Stretch that chest. Moonflower. Arching over. Feeling that back open up. And finally, just give me a quick roll up from the ground. As slow as you can, just roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay, from here we're going to warm our legs up because we're going to be using them a lot. So we've got kind of a wide stance here. We're just rolling those ankles. So we've got a little bit of weight on your right foot. We're rolling that right ankle just to really warm it up. We don't want to injure ourselves. Moving on to our left ankle. Excuse the fact that my ankle just popped. It's disgusting. Rolling it out. Switching back to the right. We're rolling to the outside. And back to the left. Rolling it out. Now back to our right. We're just stretching the front of that ankle, okay? We're switching off here. We're stretching the top of that foot and that ankle. And then back to our rolls, but we're rolling in this time, okay? We just really want to warm those ankles up because they're the #1 body part that gets injured during workout, and we do not want that. All right, one more roll on each side. Rolling in this time. I already am sweating, but maybe that's because my air conditioner is not on. I don't know. Okay. We're going to get started with some light work. We're just going to do balances to start out. So again, start in that mountain position. Those feet are directly below the hips. Those toes are pointed forward. And we're coming over, bringing our weight onto our right foot. Or if you're mirroring me, I guess that would be your left foot. Do whatever. But we want to make sure those hips stay even. So we don't want to be up like this. Those hips are even, our weight is on our right foot, and what's really going to help us is we want to feel like a string is pulling all the way up our right leg from the ground out the top of our head. And what we're going to do for this first balance, hands are coming straight down, and we're bringing that leg straight out behind us and letting our torso follow. So let me show you from the side to give you a better idea. We're leading with that left leg, and we're just letting our body follow. So if this is as far as your leg goes, this is how far your body goes. If you can move your leg further up, just let your body follow. And if you want an extra challenge, bring those hands straight out, okay? So since this is a balance, find a place to look. It kind of helps to gaze 3 or 4 feet in front of you at the ground. And try your hardest just to breathe into this stretch and this balance. Find what's comfortable but challenging. That back foot can either be flexed or pointed, whatever feels more comfortable. And if you fall out, no problem. Start over, start in that mountain position, bring your weight over, and come right back into it, okay? One more deep breath. We're gonna slowly bring ourselves out of it. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna turn around. We're gonna do that exact same thing on the other side, okay? So mountain position, we're bringing our weight over to our left foot. Hands are straight down, or if you want more of a challenge, you can start with them straight up. And we're just slowly coming forward. So I'm going to do it again from the side so you can see better. Really feeling the hamstrings of that left leg stretching while we're strengthening. Again, find a spot to gaze on, 3 or 4 feet in front of you. And just find kind of a quiet place in your head. It's really going to help you balance. Feeling that stretch from the top of your head out that back leg, that's really going to help you balance. And if you fall out, just get right back in whenever you can, just like I'm about to. One more deep breath here, okay? And slowly bringing ourselves up using control. We're going to do just a couple more balancing exercises. I already feel like my legs have been worked, and we haven't even gotten into the real work yet. So that's why I love balances. They're hard but easy. Again, mountain pose. We're bringing that weight right over to our right leg. We're pointing that left foot, and we're just going to give ourselves, we can put our hands on our hips. We're just going to give ourselves little circles with that left foot. We're strengthening our left leg and our right leg. We're balancing using our core. You want to feel like your stomach is zipped up tight. So we're using our core a little bit, even though we are working our legs primarily. And reverse that circle to the back. Again, on this one, what's really going to help you is feeling that string pulling you all the way up from your stabilizing leg out through the top of your head. Little circles, and now we're just pulsing. We're tapping that toe on the ground, but we're not putting any weight on it. I'm starting to feel this right here in my right hip and on the outside of my left leg. And one more deep breath here. We're always remembering to breathe, slowly coming down. Shake those legs out really quick before we move on. And again, find that mountain pose. Hands are on the hips. Weight is coming over to the left side. We're pointing that right toe. We're going to start with little circles to the front. Again, our core is zipped up tight. Our belly button is pulled back and up. Remembering to breathe. If it hurts, breathe through it. And reverse that circle to the back. You might be feeling this a little bit in your glutes as well. I'm starting to. And just our pulses, tapping that toe on the ground, but not putting weight on it. Remembering our breath. And one more deep breath here. And come back down. Give those legs a quick shake before we do our last balancing exercise. Don't worry, this last one I think is a little easier. But man, is this just a hard workout, or am I just like sweaty today? Because I'm really glad you guys can't see me up close right now. Okay, so our last balancing exercise, same deal. Our feet are just below our ankles. We're coming over to that right side. This time we're just going to bring that left foot, that toe is pointed. We're bringing it up our leg as far as we can. So if that's your ankle, that's great. If that's the side of your knee, awesome. If you can bring it up even further and kind of prop it, awesome. Just find the highest place that you can put your leg where it's comfortable. And again, feel that string connected from your supporting leg all the way up through your head. Stand tall, your core is zipped up tight. That core is activated, belly button is pushed back and in, and we're just bouncing here. Like I said, it's a lot easier. than the ones we were doing, even though I'm still falling over. And one more deep breath here. Breathe into it. Slowly bring that leg down. Shake it out if you need to. Back to mountain pose. Our weight's coming over to our left leg. We're pointing our right foot and bringing it up our leg as far as we can go, whatever's comfortable. You don't want to hurt your knee. Feel that string connecting you, pulling you all the way up. Belly button zipped up tight. And just breathe into it. These balances are one of my favorite exercises because you don't really feel like you're doing anything, but you are. You're definitely, like right now, I'm like I said, I'm sweating and I can feel my legs hurting really badly and I don't feel like we've actually done anything. So sometimes I'll do these when I'm just like brushing my teeth. I'll just balance on one leg and then the other. I know that sounds like weird, but no one's watching, whatever. And they're a really great way to just gain muscle definition in your legs. Why not? One more breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're bringing that leg down slowly. Seriously, give your legs a shake now because mine feel like they're going to fall off. Okay, we are going to start our real work now. Don't fret. It's doable. Again, mountain pose. Move those legs a little further out from mountain pose. Toes are pointed forward, and we're just coming down into a slow squat and bringing ourselves back up. So from the side, again, that booty comes back. Those knees do not come out below or come out in front of your toes. They're staying pretty much where they are, and that's to protect your knees. We don't want any hurt knees here. So make sure that booty is just going straight back, giving yourself a nice squat. And then when you come up, give your booty a nice squeeze. So it's kind of a double exercise here. Again, remembering to move with your breath. Find what works for you. If you need to go a little quicker or slower, depending on how your breath is right now, that's perfectly fine. As long as you're not feeling horrible searing pain, it's all good. More of these slow squats. These are perfect for strengthening the glutes as well as our hamstrings, all of those stabilizing muscles in our legs and our knees. If these are done well, they are the perfect exercise. They work so many muscles all at once. Let's try to speed them up a little bit. So if you can't move with your breath here, that's fine. Just remember to breathe. Just want to speed them up a tiny bit now that we feel more comfortable with them. We can keep those arms out in front now that we're moving quicker. And next time we come down, we are staying here, giving ourselves little pulses. You're going to feel this right in your glutes. These pulses do not have to be big. Remembering to breathe while we pulse and coming back up, back to our regular squats. Whatever speed you need to be at, that's perfectly fine. We are really going to work these legs and glutes today though. Since we only have 15 minutes, why not? We are almost done here. After our next one, we are pulsing one more time. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Little pulses. They don't have to be big to be effective. And coming back up, give me 3 more. 1, remember your breath. 2, and 3. Stretch those arms out, shake your legs out, do what you need to do. Take a second here. So we're about to do more squats, but a different type. Okay, so now that we've caught our breath a little bit, those legs are coming out into a wide stance. Those toes are pointing out this time. So start with them forward, flick them out. Wherever they land, that's your natural turnout. You don't want them to be out so far that your knees are killing you. Some people are more flexible than others. So find your natural turnout where you feel comfortable. And we're going to do what I call dancer squats. I have no idea what they're really called. I've tried to find an answer, but apparently someone just made them up and didn't name them. So what we're doing is just coming down to a squat from here. From the side, these are a little bit different. Our booty is coming straight down. Instead of going out, straight down and back up. And we want those knees to follow the line of our toes. So our toes are pointed out and our knees are going out and our booty is staying kind of tucked under instead of coming out behind us. And that's just because these work a completely different set of muscles. You're going to feel these in your inner thighs a little bit more, which is awesome because there aren't many exercises that work for inner thighs. So this is your perfect bikini workout. Just move with your breath here. In through the nose, out through the mouth, whatever speed you need to be at. And if you need to, scoot your feet out or in, make adjustments. If your knees are feeling uncomfortable, scoot those feet around and find a place where your squats don't hurt. Those hands are just softly out in front of us. We're not death gripping them or anything. They're just kind of floating in front of us. And on our next lower, we're staying and we're pulsing. Again, little pulses. You're going to feel them in your booty, in your thighs. They don't have to be big. And also, if you don't want to be this low, you don't have to be. They are still effective up here, okay? So do what works for you. You don't have to copy me exactly. If something hurts, make a change. And back to our regular squats. Moving with our breath. On our next lower, we're going to pulse again. Little pulses. And regular, give me 3 more. With our breath. Scoot those feet together slowly. Give your legs a shake. I'm seriously so glad you can't see my face right now because I'm drenched in sweat. Oh my gosh. Thanks, California. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to work our calves next. And this is pretty much the end of our hard stuff. So from here, we're kind of going to take it downhill. So you can thank yourself for that. But we're starting out with those feet, mountain pose, hip width apart again. Your feet are pointed forward. Those hands can either be on your hips, they can be out in front, they can be like this. I don't really care. Whatever feels best for you. And we're just doing calf raises, okay? So I'm just coming up on my toes and lowering. I know a lot of people have weak ankles, and I used to have super weak ankles, and my ballet teacher would yell at me. So I started doing these like all the time when I was standing. People thought I was weird because I would just be like, oh yeah, totally. Let's get coffee. And they'd be like, what's wrong with you? But now my ankles are really strong. Although I'm still not good at ballet. It's a different story. So just keep doing these. Work with your breath. Start to feel yourself cool down a little bit. The super hard work is done, although we're not quite finished yet, okay? Okay, we're gonna scoot those toes out again. Find your turnout. And we're just doing the same thing, but those toes are turned out, so it's a little different of a muscle group. You'll feel it kind of on the outside of your ankles, as well as the outside of your calves. So it's a different feeling. Just make sure that your core is zipped up tight, so we're stabilizing. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to here. No problem. We're just strengthening those calves and those ankles. Remembering our deep breaths. We are almost done here. Give me 3 more. And after your third one, shake those legs out. My calves are super tight. Oh my gosh. And we're going to come to the floor and just do 2 quick exercises. So let me make sure you can see me down here. Okay. We're coming down to that tabletop position. And we're just going to take that right leg straight out behind us. Let me scoot here a little bit. Straight back behind us. And we're just lifting and tapping that toe to the ground, okay? So these don't have to be fast. You don't have to force them. But the important thing is our core is stabilized. You'll hear me say this all the time, but your belly button is zipped up tight. You can feel it stabilizing your spine. And we're just lifting and lowering that right leg. The rest of our body is stationary. We're not letting it move. We don't want to be flopping around. That's just going to injure our backs. So move at whatever speed feels comfortable here. 2 more here. And find that tabletop position again. Readjust if you need to. And this time lift that left leg up. Same deal. Lift and tap. You're going to feel it in your glutes. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings. You're going to feel it in your lower back. Remembering our breath. Remembering that our core is zipped up tight. When it comes to my core, the way that I remind myself to keep it kind of tight is that every time I breathe out, I think of myself zipping it up again. So I've kind of noticed that if I keep doing that throughout the exercise, it'll just keep getting kind of tighter and tighter. Not in a bad way, it's not painful or anything, but I just feel a lot more stable in my core. Give me 2 more here. And find that tabletop again. Give yourself a quick breather. In fact, come into child's pose. Take about 5 deep breaths here. Stretch that back out. We just have 1 more exercise down here on the floor, and then we are stretching. And we are done. I don't even have a timer right now. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. I have lost all sense of time because I'm sweating my brains out. And coming back up. This time that right leg is coming up, bent 90 degrees, and we're just doing little pulses here. So this is really concentrating the work into the back of your thigh and your glute. And again, same deal here, we're zipped up tight, and we're keeping the rest of our body stationary, so the work is really just in those muscles. Remembering our breath. Give me a few more breaths here. Little pulses again, they don't have to be big. That foot is flexed, we're flexing it to the sky. And find that tabletop, readjust if you need to. Left leg comes up 90 degrees. Little pulses. Tummy zipped up tight. Trying not to drown in your own sweat if you're me. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Little pulses, you don't have to be big. As long as you're feeling the muscles that should be working, you're good. You're doing the exercise. 1 more breath here. And back into child's pose. Take a nice breather here. I'm going to give you a few breaths to kind of find your composure again, because we are moving on to stretching. Deep breaths. Really feel those breaths stretch open your back. If you crawl those arms away from you, you'll feel your back open up even more. 3 more breaths here. And slowly, slowly bring yourself up to seated. And then even more slowly, because we don't want anyone passing out, bring yourself up to standing. And we are just going to take a nice stretch. So starting with those hamstrings, that right leg is coming out, foot is flexed, here it is from the side. We're just putting those hands on the thigh, back is straight, and we are stretching those hamstrings. You're going to feel this stretch all the way down that leg. That foot is flexed, toes are coming towards you. Really breathe into this stretch. I have that thing right now where my muscles are twitching. I think that's a bad sign. 1 more deep breath into this stretch. And then finally, roll yourself over. You can grab that ankle, you can touch the floor. Just give yourself even more of a stretch here. And slowly coming up. That left foot's coming forward, same deal. Front of the thighs, we are stretching out the hamstrings. Breathing into it. Every time you breathe out, sink a little further if you can. And again, rolling yourself down. Grab the ankle or touch the floor if you can. And you can just roll that back over and slowly roll up. So we've got our hamstrings nice and stretched out. Now we want to stretch out those hip flexors like I mentioned last week. We always want to stretch our hip flexors because they are pretty much always tight in the culture we live in, okay? So from the side, we're grabbing that right ankle and we're leaving that knee in. A lot of people do this stretch like this. They let that knee come out and that is so bad for your knee. So those hips are even, the knees are touching, and we're just straightening out. So you're gonna feel that stretch all the way down, pretty much from your abs down to your knee. It's a much better stretch than whatever that is. I don't know, but it's not pretty. Breathing into it again, feel that hip flexor open up. It helps me to look in a mirror from the side because when I started doing this stretch, mine were so tight I could only go like right here. And now I've kind of opened them up a little bit. It helps to clench your booty, kind of tighten your booty, and that'll stretch it out as well. So this is stretching your hip flexors as well as your quads, or the front of those thighs. And slowly lower. We don't want to come out of our stretches too quick. And the other side, same deal. Find a mirror if you can. Breathe into it. Those knees are touching. We're grabbing that ankle. We're feeling the stretch all the way up pretty much from our knees up through our hip flexor a little bit into our abs. And just breathe into it. You probably have one leg that's tighter than the other. That's super common. I'm pretty sure this is my tight leg because this is killing me right now. And finally, those legs are going to come straight out wide, just like we did with our dancer squats. And we are coming down, those knees are bent, we're pushing our knees back, we're feeling this stretch in our inner thighs. This is kind of a nice stretch from our dancer squats. By the way, I hate to say it, but you are going to feel that later. I apologize, but I'm right there with you because it kills. And straightening those legs slowly, we're rolling down, we're touching the ground if we can, otherwise grab those legs. If you want, you can walk those legs further out. And just shift those hips from side to side. It's probably hard to see, but I'm shifting my hips from the left to the right, and it's stretching out my inner thighs all the way down to my knee. And we're walking those feet in really slowly. Walk them in. And we're just in a forward fold here. Feeling the backs of those legs opening up again. And we're just slowly roll ourselves up, one vertebrae at a time. Very slowly. Finally, give me 5 shoulder rolls just to finish off our workout. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I really hope that this was nice and stress relieving. I lost count of how many shoulder rolls I've done because I'm talking. Anyways, love to hear from you guys. Again, always. Let me know what you want to do. Let me know if you have like a favorite workout, and I'll try to put it together for you. So, have a good day, guys. Ew, you can see my sweat now.